Councilman Tom Gordon is going to talk with us, but he's not being a councilman today. He's a martial arts guy that we very well know from downtown Crestview. But from time to time, you bring special things to Crestview from around the world. So you've got a fellow here named Martin Kove who has got some history behind him we're going to talk about. But what's the event you have going on Saturday that somebody hearing this would maybe want to go to watch?
Saturday we're holding our 10th annual Northwest Florida Martial Arts Championships at Davidson Middle School in the gymnasium from 10 to 3 p.m.
And if the public wants to attend, is there a small fee for being there?
Yes, sir. It's $5 to get in.
And they can come and watch as much as they want to?
All day for $5.
Now, what are they going to see in this event?
You'll see martial arts schools from all over Northwest Florida, from probably Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama will come in to compete for the Northwest Florida champion.
And who did you bring here, and why have you got this fellow Martin Kove here?
Well, I brought Martin Kove in this time, and I watched him in 1984 when I was 14 years old in The Karate Kid. And he was the mean sensei, the Darth Vader of Karate Kid, the one that swept the leg Johnny. That was him. And he came, I asked him if he'd come down for the tournament, and he said he would.
You should have seen the look on his face when I said, I don't know anything about Karate Kid, and that's just one of the things in life I missed. But Martin, how did you get involved in this kind of stuff?
Well, years ago, I think I was doing Cagney Lacey at the time, a TV series, and this role came up, and I went, to me it was just another heavy. One never knew it was going to be the iconic picture it became. I got the part, and we all didn't even like the title of the movie, Karate Kid. It sounded like another Bruce Lee movie. But ultimately, as time went on, it became very popular, and it became iconic. And 30 years later, I guess, Ralph Macchio, myself, William Zabka, and John Avildsen, we've been traveling around doing, reunion shows and autograph shows. And we just came from the New York City Comic-Con. And it was very exciting, 100,000 people in Atlanta before that, and San Antonio before that. I kind of, special places I like to go, because I'm not an autograph person to just jump to an autograph show. It really has to have a meaning. And I'm involved in a Western play in Los Angeles and 2 movies coming out. But I couldn't resist going to see the Alamo, which was in Santa Ana, and having an autograph show there.
Yes.
I was born on the day the Alamo fell, so I have a metaphysical connection there. And New York is my hometown.
The day, but not the year.
Right, not the year. No, 1836. Right, I'd be a little, Sensei's not that old.
Okay.
And New York is always a gas to go and see theater and catch up and see relatives and all. So I just drifted down here, and I wanted to visit the 2 schools and talk about bullying there, because my character is sort of the ultimate bully, and I do a lot of work with a psychologist named Sue Ellen Freed, and we visit different cities, performing seminars and chatting as much as we can to help, to help kids who have that problem.
Now, before the Karate Kid movie, had you ever done anything in martial arts yourself?
Well, we were training for a movie called The Lion of Ireland, which was about Brian Boru, the first king of Ireland, and I was the Viking adversary. So we were primarily doing lots of kendo. And my shion at the time, Tak Kubota, we were working about 3 months prior to, mostly doing kendo. I had a karate background, but most of the work we were doing was kendo. We were practicing for this movie. I was a Viking adversary, and we had plywood axes, 5 feet tall, and doing all these things right out of Conan, And then, unfortunately, the tax laws changed in London. We couldn't do it, and boom, then Karate Kid just evolved, and the rest was history. We did 3 of them.
Okay. So you did 3 movies.
I did 3 of them, yeah.
3 of those.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Now, since then, since the movie, what other things have you been in that somebody might have been watching somewhere on the screen or somewhere on television now?
We sort of followed up Karate Kid with Rambo 2 with Sylvester Stallone, and then we followed that up with Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner, and we worked all throughout Texas on The Gambler, a 4-hour miniseries, the final installment of The Gambler, and I did a TV series called Hard Time on Planet Earth, and a multitude of other pictures. And I'm trying to rejuvenate the Western, but it's a hard sell, I really want that to happen in the worst way, and I'm developing 2 projects, going back now to do a play with actually Tim Allen's wife Janie is a 2-character Western play. We're going to do that when I get back. It's really my focus. It's to try and rejuvenate the American genre, our first American heritage, which is basically the American Western.
What about what we've got current now? Now, I do watch AMC's Hell on Wheels, which is a railroad Western all combined together from the early days. And, of course, the town we're in right now, were it not for the railroad coming through here, there would not be a place called Crestview, Florida. And Westerns have evolved around that as well.
Yeah, I mean, the railroad played an intricate part in so much industry across the nation. People don't really remember that. They just remember Indian attacks and all that, and the negativity behind it. But the industrialists, there was a marvelous documentary about the industrialists and how they were perceptive enough. They weren't kind people, all good people, but in a sense they were forerunners and in the forefront of developing the country through the railroad, through shipping lines, through steamships, and it was something that we sort of take for granted. And when you look back at some of these people at the turn of the century, what visions they had. Right. It was all about the Old West and how to, I guess, get as much as they could from the Old West without starting wars. Right. And it was quite interesting, and the railroad was most pertinent in that.
Well, our music man guy, this is his office and studio we're standing in, Joe Dunn, would be one of you. Would love to meet with you because he is one of the avid Western watchers of everything he can find on TV. I think he's even got a special dish channel that's all he watches is Westerns on there. Now, in addition to doing the bullying sessions in the 2 middle schools on Friday, what would your role be in this tournament that's going on Saturday?
Well, I'm going to come with lots of photographs and let the kids see the photographs and what we've done and sort of have, an autograph show. But primarily walk around and check everybody out, make sure the spinning crescent kicks are spinning and some of the lunge punches are lunging and punching. But really it's just to, in a sense, observe some really good martial arts, a good tournament. Thomas and I met up in Atlantic City at a tournament, the Academy Award of Martial Arts, we call it, with Alan Goldstein in Atlantic City, and we have a lot of fun there, and these tournaments are a lot of fun.
Well, Tom, are we going to see something with the 2 of you participating in a demonstration on Saturday?
Probably not, but we'll be there together, and we'll pass out the trophies for all the champions, Northwest Florida champions. We'll be passing those out, and like I said, and have an opportunity to say and meet Mr. Kove. He is an icon in the martial art world and the cinema.
Okay, let's tell our folks again listening what they can do, Davidson School, time to be there, and what they're going to see.
It's at Davidson Middle School. Starts at 10 a.m., goes to about 3 p.m. It's $5 to get in, and Martin Kove will be there about all day.